So Katrina,
Yes, sir.
okay, so that's why I couldn't access it from my phone either, it's the comment.
Well, we figured that out, but it took us about 5 minutes.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't have a way to delete that from your email. So, okay, so, yeah, I was trying to use this. I was at another thing at church and I was going to do it online and on my phone, it just wouldn't work. So I had to come home for this. So, okay, I'll turn my mic off.
I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
All right, then let's go ahead and call the meeting to order at 11:38 with Brenda and Jim and Paul and Candy and Bernard and myself. We have a quorum today. Consistent with our prior meetings, virtual meeting best practices, have the microphone muted unless you're speaking to eliminate white noise. And then if someone would like to speak, I'll recognize them if they're online. Item number 3, items of community interest. The first day to file an application to be placed on the May 7th general election ballot is Wednesday, January 19th for both council member places 1, 3, and 5 to be on the ballot. The deadline to file the application is 5 p.m. Friday, February 18th, 2022. Another item of community interest, 3.2, all city offices and library would be closed Monday, February 21 in observance of President's Day holiday. Is there any others, Thad?
No, sir.
Item number 4, discuss, consider, and act to approve the minutes from our December 15, 2021 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second that. Jim?
Approve.
Brenda?
Approve.
Paul?
Approved. I didn't think I could vote, but approved.
Okay. Bernard?
Approve.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 5, discuss and consider an act regarding the financial statements from the December 2021 financial report.
As you can see, we're once again, it's kind of the same song. We are very healthy on sales tax collections. There's a great deal of construction going on, and we are certainly benefiting as a community from that activity. And then expenditures, y'all are probably accustomed to it by now. I don't spend it unless I have to, and when I do, it's usually big numbers, not little, I don't typically nickel and dime you, so expenditures are very low while we work on the few other big projects we've discussed, but I will answer any questions you may have.
Any questions, or can we have a motion to accept it?
I'll make a motion to accept the financials as presented.
I'll second that. Jim?
Approve.
Brenda?
Approve.
Bernard?
Approved.
Item number 6, update on current EDC activities.
If you look at your report, starts on page 15, the big activity, Haslett Intermodal Commerce Park. I had mentioned over the past few years that the road would be the incentive for that one, and they are 100% leased. That's 1.4 million square feet that is now going to be fully occupied. They're in the process now doing the finish work and putting in the racking and the the business personal property. So again, that one was fast and furious, and that'll show a big bump to the not only the tax base but the TERS as well. That'll help that perform much quicker because, again, if you recall, one of the agreements requires repayment to the Council of Governments, but that first payment's not due until 6 months after the road opens. So we will be accruing that money at no interest until that time, and then be able to make a big, large payment. So it should really accelerate that payoff. I-35, we continue to get a lot of people wanting to put logistics there, so most of those are just fight them off and tell them they can go to Fort Worth because we have plenty of logistics here in Haslett, Texas. Working with Katrina and Shannon over the next couple of months, we're looking at the metrics on the websites, again, which pages are used most often. Okay. And again, how to make that easier to navigate and to get around for both citizens and prospects. The Trevino's Craft Smokehouse, I think wisely he has tapped the brakes a little bit. This was his first operation. He's still going, but we're not sure what's going to happen with the building and the rest of that. So we're waiting over the next month or two to see which direction this one goes. So it's not hot right now. He's still operating. He's just less time here in Haslett right now. It was stretching him pretty thin, and this is his first restaurant he was looking to actually construct. And so again, there's a lot in there that you just if you haven't done it before, I'm glad he stepped back for a second, and it's going to make a wise choice, I think, to slow it down a little bit. Let's see. Gaddy Holdings, the council did approve that. It ratified that action of the Type B EDC last month. Sorry, I have flu head still, apparently. I've been a half step off all day. So again, that will eventually annex into the community. It's development in the ETJ, and the EDC will pay that $1,000 annexation fee. That will give over time, as that redevelops, it'll give the city some control over what happens there. So again, that's the benefit, not just in adding to the tax base when it annexes, but giving, again, zoning control later on. And that's all I have right now. Unless you have questions specific, that's kind of where we are.
Dad, the Gadding Holdings, that where those storage bins are going to be? Am I correct? Or?
It is I guess you could say high scale storage, but yes, it is where they're going to have boat storage, RV storage. I think the cheapest monthly rate in there is $700. So it's where you put your expensive toys when your HOA says you can't park it here.
Any other questions for Thad? Moving on, item number 7, discussion and act on future meeting dates for 2022.
We haven't done this in the past. We've typically waited until October or so to change the December and November meetings, and they always have to change. So since all the other boards are now adopting calendars, we thought we'd bring this forward for your consideration. You can get it on your calendar going forward, so there's no surprises. And again, we'll cancel if we can once we get around the holidays, depending on the agenda load.
It says 11 a.m. Is it supposed to be 11:30?
Yes, it is.
Well, since it's an action item, then we would need to pass a resolution to adopt this calendar.
Yes, you would need to take a motion and a vote.
I make the motion that we adopt the calendar as presented by Thad with the one modification at the top, to change the meeting time to 11:30.
I'll second that.
I'll second it.
Candy? Got it. Jim?
I approve.
Bernard?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Do we have any items for the executive session today?
We do not have an update on executive session today. That we again,
Okay.
we knew it was going to be a short meeting when we didn't have
Okay.
that one. So
That's fine. So
Hopefully
then
next month.
item number 9 is not needed as there's no action from an executive session. Item number 10, consider an act regarding items to be placed on the next agenda.
I don't have anything specific. Again, we will continue to carry those executive session items, and there's a high likelihood we'll have an update next month.
All right, item number 11, adjourn. That was a short meeting.
Thank you, everyone.
I just have a comment, Ranch Road, anybody that uses that, it's gonna be closed tomorrow. Bonds Ranch Road. That's what they say.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
Katrina, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
I lost almost all the audio.
And we're sorry, we're chatting about road closures. It completely unofficial.
Oh,